Studio.
You know, Dice, you know, we cut from the same cloth. You know, we came up in the same era. We brought up on rules and principles in this game. You know what I'm talking about? You know, when you deep in these streets, ain't no telling what can happen. Trust no man, anybody can turn on you. That's why you gotta fuck with niggas cut from the same cloth like me and you. Let's talk to him, bro. Hey, cut from the same cloth. Big dogs, all about money, play the game raw. Jumped off the porch and started hustling, ain't no handouts. So we grind till we legit. Bitch in these streets.
What if Obama called a reporter piggy? Oinked at the press like Suey, bitch, you looking kinda piggy. What if Obama tried to shut down the media? CNN in cages, MSNBC on a leash, media's on their knees, yeah.
C.E.R.N shut down the Large Hadron Collider on the 29th of June. And here are 3 things that I've experienced so far. But before I get to those 3 things, I want you to go ahead and like this video and share it, because I want other people to comment, see if they're experiencing the same thing that I am. So the first thing that I experienced was that humming or ringing noise in my ear. It's no longer there. When I woke up on the 30th, the only thing I heard was the sound of my ceiling fan. I no longer had that humming sound in my ears. Let me know if you've experienced the same thing. The second thing I've experienced over the past 2 days is that time seems to have slowed down a bit. Usually my days go by very fast. I work full time and it's always the same. Lunchtime comes around and it's all downhill from there, and it just seems like my days are over pretty quick. These last 2 days have been dragging ass. I don't know if you guys experienced the same thing. And finally, the third thing, the bird activity. There's been so much fucking bird activity in my area. It's crazy. They're shitting everywhere. But it hasn't been like that in a while. I've seen just fucking pigeons and crows flying everywhere. So, have you experienced these 3 things? Am I the only one? Or are other people out there experiencing the same thing? Let me know in the comments.
Baby, can you hear my call? Don't wanna fall. I need you. I can't do it on my own. Baby, can you hear my call? Don't wanna fall. I need you. I can't do it on my own. Baby, can you hear?
Alright parents, real talk for a second. America is about to hit a huge milestone. We're coming up on America's 250th birthday. 250 years of freedom, gifts, sacrifice, and the greatest experiment in self-government the world has ever seen. This is a perfect moment to help your kids understand why this country matters. Not just fireworks and hot dogs, but the story behind it all. There's a free guide called The Kid's Guide to America's 250th Birthday, and it's honestly a great way to introduce kids to how America began, who's the founding fathers were, what they risked, and why the idea they fought for still matters today. The guide sent kids back to the moment when brave men signed the Declaration of Independence, knowing full well they were risking their lives for freedom. It breaks it all down in the way kids can actually understand and enjoy without watering down and turn into a boring schoolwork. If you care about raising your kids who know where this country came from and why it's worth preserving, this is something you want to grab. And the best part is completely free with the special offer. You just need to pay $2 for S&P. Just head to freeusabirthday.com. That freeusabirthday.com, and the Kids Guide to America's 250th birthday for your kids today. America's story matters. Make sure the next generation knows it.
We are in the middle of a massive timeline shift, and yes, C.E.R.N turning off has a lot to do with it, but there is so much more going on than just that. We've had many earthquakes all over the world hitting us. We've had weird lights in the sky, not to mention the entire sky was red during the 4th of July. And on top of that, we've just got these weird sort of time dilation glitches that a lot of people seem to be experiencing. Is time slowing down for you? Is it speeding up? Have you noticed that there are certain things that are just slightly off? Like something is different, something is wrong, something isn't quite right, but you can't quite put your finger on it. What you're feeling is the shift in frequencies. Now, on top of that, we've got a massive amount of manipulation happening at a frequency level. So let's talk about that as well. People are having symptoms like sleepless nights, anxiety, heart palpitations, ringing in the ears, a general feeling of uneasiness, or just feeling sick and tired all the time. I believe that this is due to these frequency manipulations that are occurring right now. Essentially, because C.E.R.N is turning off, which is the Large Hadron Collider or Hadron Collider, essentially they have been stabilizing this timeline. I know it's crazy. Check out my full video for the whole download. But now that C.E.R.N has turned off, especially amidst a large amount of global events, they, being the shadow government, are trying other things to manipulate us, to sort of throw us off our ascension track because they're scared. I mean, that's what it comes down to. To watch the full video, it's called Massive Timeline Jumps, C.E.R.N turning off, and I go into a lot of other things like the symptoms, the frequency manipulation, the earthquakes, and everything else. Go check that out on YouTube right now or totally ad-free on my website. I will see you in the chaos frequency.
Welcome everybody, this is Dice Game G coming back here on the We Are VishusTv Raw Vicious Network. You can find me and my brother Dickie Jr. on Instagram. It's Dickie Jr. at Dickie_Jr19 at Dice Game 615. You can also follow us on YouTube, Rumble, the Locale channel, the Big Shoe, Telegram, and I'm telling you, TikTok, we're going live on X, and you can also follow us on Clubhouse. We doing it live and we doing it lit. Please follow us. Yo, we going into major details, especially on extraterrestrials and the politicians and more. You know what I'm saying? Please follow us on. We just come on Clubhouse. I'm telling you, Clubhouse is gonna be lit. The house is gonna be off the chain. So please follow us. We are VishusTv Raw Vicious Network.
I do is like my back is up against the wall. They don't wanna see me shine on. They don't wanna see me. They don't wanna see me. They gon' make me put that iron on. I'ma go.
Grand Rising, everybody. This is Dice Game B coming back here on Raw Vicious Network on Telegram. You know, so if you ain't follow me on Telegram, you know, please hit. You know, the link is gonna be in the description. I'm gonna put this video out on like 4 different platforms: Rumble, Big Shoot. I'm gonna put it on Instagram as well, and the Locale channel. And please, you know what I'm saying, all the links are gonna be in the description. You know, I'm doing this one today. It's you know, I just came back with some information about C.E.R.N. I know everybody knows C.E.R.N is shut down until 23rd. You know what I mean? And you know, people want to know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's fabulous. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna put it like this. Before I go into that information today,
You know, I just got to say, Spirit been talking to me here lately. You know, about a month ago, I had to walk away from my job for 7 years. Because remember, I told you I've been, me and my brother Victor, we've been tapped in, and we've been tapped into source and all it is, and my higher self and stuff. And and we told you years ago, but if you've been following us for almost 2 decades, you've been knowing that when the time comes when everything is about to crash, this old system about to go away, humanity or people like us is going to have a mass exodus. When I mean a mass exodus, we're going to be walking away from the old system, And I finally got that message about a month ago. You know what I mean? So that's why I had to quit. My higher self and my spirit guide came to me and gotta walk away. Gotta walk away from the corporation. So right now, I don't have no job. Only job I'm doing right now is this right here, and that's the first time for 30 years. And I've been, busting my ass for over 30 years. Working and because I've been working there since I was 14 years old, and in the years past, I have not had a job. So it feels kind of weird, but not, because like I said, we know about the old system is, it's slavery. You know what I'm saying? They're keeping us the slaves. You know what I mean? We all feel, right now that we just working this to pay bills. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't saving up nothing. And we not happy. And that's not good. That's not good for humanity. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would tell people, if you want to donate, please, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to, because I already know I got the Most High God and my ancestors and my higher self right there protecting me, you know what I'm saying? Protecting me and mine, you know what I mean? And I don't have no fear in the world, because I know when Spirit talks to me, I know I can trust. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about it. But if you ever just want to donate to it, the link is going to be at the bottom. It's going to be in the description. And just hit me up on Cash App, Dice 3789, And like I said, and you do donate, I appreciate everything for all y'all. I love y'all, you know what I'm saying? I always love humanity. I always had faith in us. And basically, we hearing a lot of, damaging news today, but this news today is about C.E.R.N. C.E.R.N, this it's a facility, you know what I'm saying? Right now, it's going to be remain offline for 4 years. It's about 20 to 30. If they, ain't forced to stay offline, you know what I'm saying? Because it's what I'm hearing, that they forced to get offline. You know what I mean? So basically, they get offline right now just to undergo major, internal upgrades, and they try to, transform their old particle machine into a supercharged machine. You see what I'm saying? And the upgrades is basically for major experiments, like Atlas and the CMS, and trying to replace their old trigger system, and they're gonna try to add advanced, silicone tracking system. So, we told you, if C.E.R.N is, whoever was running the C.E.R.N, and basically it's a shadow government, they run the C.E.R.N. Basically, they trying to, the whole purpose of C.E.R.N, from the get-go, and they got the big one out there in Switzerland, and the whole, thing is for, C.E.R.N is, the shadow government trying to figure out how the universe was formed, how the universe was created. You know what I'm saying? They take these particles and trying to, trying to merge it all together and trying to figure out how the universe was created. See, like I said, that's all for the Most High. The Most High is the only one to how to create things like that. It's the soul. See, like I said, you got beings here that's trying to play the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out things, and really they be fucking up by they go. And it's a lot of stuff that's been released from C.E.R.N. All type of lower vibrations, entities and shit they've been bringing in. And And like I said, people, seeing this crap. And it might be shut down for good because, like I said, you got off-world intervention and trying to, make sure they don't cut this zombie back on. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, it's been bringing in all type of lower dimensional entities and shit. So basically, we don't need that motherfucker back on. And I hope if it when 2030 get here, it be all dismantled. And basically the shadow government, is, they've been trying to manipulate because they said it's been down. They shut it down. It's offline. The shadow government has been trying to manipulate the frequency. You know what I mean? And so now, and trying to throw the timelines off, because the timelines is basically off. And I'm gonna put it like this. Remember the last live I was telling people, saying about CERN, this got cut, it's set off, and it's good. Like I said, it's a good thing for the righteous, because you know what I'm saying. And it's good for not just the righteous, for the low vibrational too. Because if you're low vibrational, and let me give you an example. If you're low vibrational, you can start manifesting all low vibrational things. You know what I mean? If you're low vibrational, you can start creating shit that that's low vibrational shit. So if you wake up in the morning every day and trying to, figure out how to rob somebody and stuff like that, you'll be able to manifest, what you want. Same way if you're a righteous person. You know what I'm saying? Now you can up here you don't have nothing to slow you down. You don't have nothing, no low vibrational entities coming in trying to stop you from manifesting. So basically, the timelines is thrown out of whack, but it can be thrown into a direction like you want. You know what I mean? Because we shadow government trying to, they trying to throw the frequencies off. Like we talking about, like we'll talk about the data centers. The data centers, they trying to, keep up with you, trying to figure out your movements. And I'm talking about humanity. Trying to work on your subconscious because that's what the data centers is. And then plus this AI. They trying to have this, they trying to bring us this beast system, as we know as AI, you know what I mean? And like I said, AI could be a good thing, if it's in the right hands, but it's not in the right hands right now. You know what I'm saying? Satan's trying to use this and trying to, get us into this keep us in a low vibrational state and bring this transhumanism, man, so we can be chipped in the brain and basically be tracked everywhere we go. Bringing this new order system. That's what they trying to do with this. And like I said, the timelines is all screwed up, and like I said, they manipulating the vibration and the frequencies. That's what you see was all the other places that the skies turn red and red lightning and stuff because they got the timelines and they got the frequency all effed up. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the shadow government. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to believe me. Go on and do your research. You know what I mean? Because that's what's going on. That's why we're seeing red skies and then the earthquakes. Since they cut CERN off, the frequency, like I told you, the frequency is rising, everything is changing, the earth is settling into a 5D or it's splitting into a 3D and a 5D state of consciousness. So, which state of consciousness you want to be on. And you already know how you live now. You know what I'm saying? If you're low vibrational, you're going to be with 3D world. If you 5D, if you high vibrational and you about love and light, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be in that 5D spectrum. But like I told you, You gotta work on your shadow work too to lift that vibration up. You gotta eat. You got, watch what you put in your bodies and stuff. So you gotta love thyself. You know what I'm saying? Because that Christ consciousness coming in, it's gonna be judging about do you love thyself. You know what I mean? That's it. If you love thyself and you love the creation, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I know that you could be, anybody can be judged on, And basically, everybody keep trying to sell out for money and wealth and cars and stuff like this. Only currency they worry about right now, only currency they worry about right now is your attention. That's the best currency you have right now in their book, because if they can keep you distracted and keep your attention on them, boom, they can, their agenda can, flourish. The same, just do your research, pay attention to all this crap, because like I said, all the timelines are jacked up, and like I said, if you're a negative person, you know what I'm saying, that's how you're going to be manifesting right now, because it's C.E.R.N is down. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to stop people from manifesting. Now, you're going to be able to manifest whatever you want. You know what I mean? So, if you're a good person, if you want to, live, you don't want to get a new job, or you want to own a job, so this is the time right now to start manifesting. And that's why I've been telling people it's very, very important. So as we go into, I wasn't gonna make this live too long. Like I said, I just had to put this message out because, like I said, we in the best time in human history. You know what I'm saying? And we always have a choice, and we only got two choices. You know what I'm saying? And we always have two choices, and that's good, that's bad. You know what I'm saying? What side you want to be on? Your light and your dark side. You know what I mean? So, but the same way as the planet is splitting up. You know what I'm saying? 3D and 5D. You have a choice. I'm tired of people saying I ain't have a choice because what I done. You always have a choice. You know what I'm saying? It might not be the best choice at the time, because sometimes some things is all about time. You know what I'm saying? So right now we gotta take this. As C.E.R.N being shut down, we gotta take advantage, y'all. We gotta take advantage. Now it's time to create. Now it's time to walk away from the old system. You know what I'm saying? If you're tired of being enslaved, you're tired of being slaving for the system, it is what it is. I ain't trying to feel like nobody. I ain't trying to make people do something they don't want to do. But I'm just saying, I've been hearing a lot of people talking about, I'm tired of working. I want to do what I want to do. I want to create. This is the time now. You can't be worried about bills. You can't be worried about money and all that shit, because the fact is, basically, that shit was all made up to keep you divided, keep you stressing out, keep your body weak, keep your mind weak. You know what I'm saying? This old system was created on us not to prevail. Like Tupac said, we weren't meant to survive. But they got money to fund wars and shit, and then they wonder why we're crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So, please like, share this on the wire, you know what I'm saying? We sending out on Telegram, because Telegram getting the exclusive, you know what I'm saying? The other channels will be putting extra stuff to it, and stuff like that, maybe a couple of ads to it, please, become members to our Telegram channel, you know what I'm saying? Dickie Jr. and Dice Game Show. We are VishusTv, Raw Vishus Network, and that's what we're sending out right here, Raw Vishus Network. And then we got other channels too on Telegram. So, just make sure you check in and check out all the content that is up there, because you might find something that resonates with you. You know what I mean? You dig? You know what I mean? So I love y'all, and I want to thank the Most High God for keep giving us all the strength, us coming together. You know what I'm saying? Without her, it would none of this would be my spirit God, I love you. You know what I'm saying? You always stand there and stood there by me. You know what I'm saying? Our ancestors, you know what I'm saying? Our family is tough, you know what I'm saying? And we done came a long way. We still standing, and we gonna get all what's been taken from us. And that's our ancestors. And, our higher self, we don't please but be. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all. I'm Dice Game Z here on VishusTv, Raw Business Network. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you like, share this long. While all y'all newcomers who figure this is you, go ahead and subscribe, but go and become members. I love y'all. I'm out.
What if Obama called a reporter piggy? Oinked at the press like Suey, bitch, you looking kinda piggy. What if Obama tried to shut down the media? CNN in cages, MSNBC on a leash, media's on their knees, yeah.